I have been doing a lot of stuff as of late. It's been a really busy month for me. Those of you that haven't seen my updates, Miro came when I'll just sort of briefly tell you what, sort of what transpired and why Miro and I are not in the same country. um, you know, 2020 lockdowns, all that stuff. We were in Mexico after the Project World School Family Summit last March. And then in April, Miro was to fly to Japan to facilitate our trip. He was going to lead his first trip without me, and it was a full Japan trip, and we were so excited. Then, of course, as you know, the world locked down, and trip after trip through our Project World School, everything got canceled and delayed and pushed back. Still not knowing at this point when we'll be able to go to Japan and go to Greece and go to Thailand and go to all of these wonderful places that really opens up our heart and makes us feel so alive, and we're facilitating and sharing these magical places and cultures and learning in community with a group of teens. So we were waiting in Mexico. Okay, so the next trip after Japan was Poland. That one got canceled as Europe ended up closing last year, March, April, May. And then we decided to just stay in Mexico until our Peru trip was supposed to run in July. And come beginning of June, it looked like nothing was going to open. And so Miro said, "Hey, Ma." 21. I'm going to go hang out with my girlfriend. So he's been in Florida since June of last year. And then earlier this month, he came to visit me. So it had been almost 10 months since I had seen him. And for a mama's heart, and you guys know how close and connected we are, it was absolutely, like, seeing him has been absolutely wonderful, amazing, and spending 2 weeks with him has been such a gift to me in my life. But over the last 10 months, obviously, adjusting as an empty nester without a true nest, and really, kind of digging back into the things that light me up in terms of supporting and working with teens, and really developing my skills and knowledge base, and really taking the time to study and to learn as much as I can about supporting the mental health of teens. And so that's been my passion, as you know. So Miro came, and then we spent a week with my dad in Cabo San Lucas, which was amazing. Hadn't seen him and his wife in over a year. And yeah, so I'm back at my apartment here in Guanajuato, and just ramping up to get ready to launch a couple of new projects. And the projects that I'm launching, I've been serving the teens over the last year and really serving their mental wellness. And we've been doing that through courses. I've ran two 12-week courses for over 30 teens so far, all responding with, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, self-inquiry is a powerful tool to have, especially when you're a teenager, because if you're never empowered or taught or exposed to these sorts of things, you don't even know that it's there. And these kinds of tools of self-inquiry, doing shadow work, doing work around limiting beliefs, doing work around managing emotions, identifying triggers, all that stuff, that becomes powerful tools to support any teen. Like, I wish I had this stuff, right? These are tools that I've been working with and supporting teens with. Tools for life. Tools are power. Tools for life. Like, something happens and you get triggered. And that word has become a general word in the lexicon of our culture these days. And so a lot of people understand what triggers are, but it wasn't a common word when I was growing up. And to understand and identify that you're in the process of being triggered um, is one part of the equation. The next part of the equation is, how do I respond, right? Am I choosing to respond, or do I allow the programming of reaction that I've been practicing since time, since I was a child, to play and run, um, to actually be sitting in a 12-week course among your peers and learning how to identify and hold space for others while they're doing that has been such an awakening and a powerful process. So I delayed starting a new course so I could spend time with family, but I have got a new transformational mentoring for teens course coming up in about 3 weeks for a new group of teens 14 and up. And I'm really excited. I've started to study pretty deep with cognitive behavior therapy, and some of the tools that they're using in that practice. And I'm going to integrate some of these new tools into the 12-week course. And so I'm really excited. The course is happening again. Yeah, I'm going to be sending out a newsletter pretty soon. If you have teens 14 and up that may be interested in this kind of self inquiry and all that stuff, that's coming up soon. And I could drop a link into the comments section. But if you're not on our newsletter, get on our newsletter, because I got a bunch more stuff coming up. In January, I decided that I was going to extend the work that I'm doing with teens to the younger tweens, or younger teens and tweens. And my son, Miro, and I co facilitated an 8-week course. And that course was amazing. So not only do we start to introduce some of the strategies and exercises and tools behind self inquiry, we also taught some really important things to recognize in the outer worlds. So it's a balance really between the inner and outer worlds. And within the outer worlds, we took a look at stuff like media literacy. We took a look at we touched a little bit on the hero's journey, but we also looked at logical fallacies, which is a really interesting conversation. We also looked a lot at strategies surrounding conflict resolution and boundaries and things like that, that are not quite as deep as the work that we get into with the older teens, but really help prime their awareness of the outer worlds and how it relates to the inner worlds. And so the tween course was amazing. We're going to make a couple of adjustments, and then we're going to launch it again in June. So if you have a 10-year-old to 13, have them join us on this. So that's kind of the stuff that's going on there. I guess the other thing, which I haven't announced, which are actually two more things which I wanted to share with you. One of the things is that I am starting to put together a group, sort of like, well, for a year or so, I've hosted women's circles. And I stopped doing that so I can focus my time on working with teens. But the group sessions, they are a typical group session, like, you know, joining a group either with a counselor or a psychologist, that sort of thing. The women's circle was in the style of that, and I'm going to be putting together a group for young people where once a week we get together and we reflect, and based on the prompt for that week, every person goes inward and shares a little bit about what's going on, and we hold space for one another. So it's really about that, creating that safe space to process, to share, to be seen, to be heard, to learn from others' experiences, and also to normalize that experience and share resources. So that will be launching um, pretty soon, probably within the month. So if you know anybody who might be interested in that, that's coming up. And then one more thing I wanted to share with you guys. I am working on a book. Yes, I'm so excited. I have a book written for parents of teens that will be finished and should be launching in July. So, this is the first time that I've publicly said those words. So, I just wanted to share that with you too. Got lots of stuff going on. I got a messy desk, I got lots of research. Oh my gosh. And Mirelle and I are hosting a world schooling family summit the end of May, beginning of June. So that's happening too. And I guess I could drop that link if anybody's interested in that. Two more things. It's kind of like a big like newsletter-ish kind of post, but if you guys have questions or comments or anything, those of you that are watching, put them in the comments. Let me know. Um, Miro and I are also speaking at the Greater Reset, which is an online conference, which is free. And that is happening the week before the Project World School Family Summit. So if you are in Zihuatanejo, Mexico, and you want to see us, there's a live portion of this, but the majority of the talks are about how to really um, activate your sovereignty and empower yourself, kind of like the work that I'm doing with the teens. Some of the talks are based around permaculture. Some of the talks are based around decentralized economies. Some of the talks are about building community. And it's a really fascinating way of looking at the world and deciding where you want to fit in terms of, the Great Reset as determined by the folks over at the World Economic Forum. So, there's lots of stuff going on in the counterculture, and there's a lot of personal empowerment work happening. And it really starts with us. It starts with our own intention. It starts with tapping into what those core values are that drive us to be in this world and to give and to support others. It's, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, like the year 2020 was transformational in a way that I could have never even imagined would happen for me. It allowed me to sort of process what it's like being a mom to a grown adult and not spend as much time with him, and to really decide what it is that I want to contribute to the world and to those in my community. And that I got really clear about that. And that really means being of service the best I can. So, anyway, that is the spirit of the Greater Reset. And then a little bit, I think in about 3 weeks, I am a keynote speaker at an online conference, which is based out of California, geared for homeschoolers. So I will be talking about how parents can support the mental health journey of their teens, their adolescents, and how they could do that in such a way in the spirit of partnership. So yeah, it's going to be a great talk, and I will be posting a little bit more about that. And I guess that's all I've got going on for now. The big news is new courses starting through Transformative Mentoring for Teens, my book. the Project World School Family Summits and lots of other stuff. What's going on for you guys? What is alive for you? I would love to connect. I feel like I took almost a month off. I went to a conference in Acapulco and then I got sick. And then Miro came. And then, boy, and then spending time with my dad and Miro and his wife. Not Miro's wife, my dad's wife. So I've really not been online social doing a little bit of sharing but not a whole lot. What's going on for you guys? What's new for you? How is everybody? Let us know. Let me know in the comments. If you have any questions for me or require any support or have suggestions, especially about the book. I am getting there. It's not an easy process to write a book. I don't know if anybody ever knew that, but I'm discovering that pain from an experiential perspective now. But it's just I'm so excited about everything that I write, and it's going to be powerful, and it's going to be great, and I'm excited to get it into your hands. And I guess that's it for now, guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. And hopefully I will be in touch. You'll be in touch. We'll be in community and connection soon. Bye.